Greetings and welcome to this exciting session on Fly High India series put together by NASCOM Future Skills and the Whiteboard Labs, along with the strategic outreach partner Blitz India and Blitz Edu initiatives. Today we are going to talk about employment and employability in the light of fast-changing technology. The nature of the work is changing and the future of work is changing. Technology is changing the skills that employers seek. Is the advancement of the technology potentially going to replace the jobs? That's a big question. This has already started happening, but the question is what kind of jobs are replaceable today and in the future? What does the current workforce do to remain relevant? This important episode will discuss on how the technology is impacting the job market. Our guest today is Mr. Shrikant Sinha, the Executive Officer at TASK, the Telangana Academy of Skills and Knowledge, with over 30 plus years of experience with consistent multicultural global exposure. Currently as the CEO of TASK, his major role is enhancing the employability for the youth in Telangana state. Very warm welcome, Mr. Sinha.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's indeed my pleasure to be present with all of you today.
Thank you. So the first question, the opening question, how is technology changing the job market?
I think what's important to realize is that today, whenever we speak about industrial revolutions, right, till Industrial Revolution 3.0, which was internet, there was one single technology which was making the impact. But with IR 4.0 and 5.0, it's a host of technologies which have come in together, which are intertwined, and that's where the effect is being made. We are still preparing our youth for the industrial IR 3.0 jobs, etc. Today, if you look at it, technologies change. Today you have Python, tomorrow you will have Cobra or something else. So the basic thing is what we need to do. Is it going to impact the job market? Yes, definitely. But if I take an example from my own leaf itself, from my own history, as a young faculty member, I was given the honest task of teaching people from the banking industry. And I still remember the Mr. Naren Panjwani from Indian Banking Association, and his team was part of my batch whom I was training. And my job was to convince them that computerization will not take jobs from the banks. And fast forward till now, when we take out money from an ATM or we do anything similar, we don't call it e-banking, it's banking. Have jobs been lost or have jobs been recreated in different manners? So while technology will come, technology will be, if we say that technology will not come, I think we are fooling ourselves. Definitely technology would come. Today we know for a fact that once a person enters an engineering college in the first year, by the time he graduates, 60% of the jobs that he could have applied in the first year will not be there existent as such. Data entry operators, etc., which used to be such a big thing a couple of years ago, that thing doesn't exist today. Similarly, a lot of other jobs will also get morphed. And that's where technology will impact. What are the technologies? I think today, if you look at it from how AI, it's not that AI is a new thing today. I think technology, the advancement of computing power, etc., and the new concepts which have come in have given shape to this new AI ML combination, and this is something which is going to stay. If we talk about programming, no code, low code, robotization, process automation is already there. Robotic process automation, is already there, and it's here to stay. ChatGPT today is replacing a lot of things, right? And today, if you look at it, ChatGPT in terms of visual recognition, etc., is better than a human being. So a lot of such things where it is effective, right? Accuracy is higher. The response time is going to get enhanced. Those are the areas where technology would come in and play a crucial role in the future.
Thank you, Mr. Sinha, for that. Does it have a potential to replace humans? You just touched upon AI. How
Yes.
are we looking at it going forward?
So I think in case you're afraid that, there's a robot who can take over the world itself? No, that may not happen right now. But more and more things that are done mundanely, right? When a calculator replaced, right, a normal calculation, you used to have, if you watch any Indian Hindi movies, old Indian movies, you used to have a Munimji, right? Okay, who used to do calculations, who used to keep on recording things, right? Now that has already been replaced by a calculator and later on a computer, correct? So such things would definitely happen. Anything which is repetitive, which requires low intelligence, which requires a lot of drudgery, repetitive things, all that will happen now, thankfully, through technology. Having said that, I think what we also need to be prudent, and that's where I think the focus has to be. If we are creating these machines, we have to be one step ahead of them. Right? As I already said, technology changes, and technology changes are very fast. Couple of years ago, we started talking about metaverse. Right? Now, Apple has come up with the new concept called spatial computing. So things will keep on changing, and that's where we need to ensure that our students who are coming into the job markets need to be upgraded. So learn, unlearn, relearn. But before that, there's a fundamental thing that they need to concentrate on, which is focusing on the basics. I think there is only one Hawa Mahal in the world, a building without foundation, right? Foundation is most important. Today, computational thinking has to be there. India is today a service industry. Most of our graduates today who are employed in the ITS industry also are doing service level jobs. We don't have good programming or product development skills in the country. If we need to survive, if we need to thrive in the future, we would need to ensure that our students are able to understand and comprehend foundational computational thinking skills. Logic has to be there. Right? Because a lot of things, even if you look at AI today and ChatGPT, conversational AI, generative AI is being discussed at each and every forum. And of course, yesterday it was in the news thanks to Sam Altman being removed from the board itself. So which is a major thing to happen. But having said that, I think what is important is prompt engineering. How do you ask the right questions? So you still see that asking the question in the right manner is most important to get the right answer.
Correct.
So the concept which used to be there when we were programming, etc., garbage in, garbage out, gold in, gold out, still is valid and true even today, right? So the data that you are able to give to the AI or the ML system itself has to be current and correct. Otherwise, of course, you'll get the wrong results. So what is important is that will it replace human beings? I don't think so, at least not in the near future, foreseeable future of 10 to 15 years. But I think computing power has to further increase. Today we are on the verge of quantum computing coming in, photonics being used for computing. I think these are the technologies that we need to be aware about and look out for. But I think human beings, because they have created this machine itself, we would definitely stay a step ahead of it till computing power matches our computing power.
Rightly said. Mr. Sinha, that brings to another question. How is the industry being impacted by the technological fast evolutions which are happening and the current challenges being faced by the industry on the employable skill sets available?
I think that's a very good question, because if you look at it, first I'll answer the first part, which is industry. I think industry has welcomed this with open arms. Also, sometimes a problem creates an opportunity, and that's what happened with COVID. Because today, if you look at it, industry has adopted a lot of technology, including manufacturing industries in the traditional areas like food and agricultural processing. People are using IoT, right? So there are sensor-driven machines everywhere. Next step is moving to IIoT, having a reconfigurable factory. Today you are manufacturing plastic bottles, but suddenly the government comes with a diktat that no more plastic bottles should be sold. What do? Do you, scrap your entire machinery, etc.? Instead of that, what probably you will need to do is have IIoT, which is Industrial Internet of Things, which will create reconfigurable factories. So today you are manufacturing plastic bottles, automatically your entire assembly will reconfigure itself based on what you want and start manufacturing glass bottles. Of course, it will require a lot of configuration, etc., but that's where industry is moving. Having said that, how are our students getting prepared for it? I think we cannot prepare for the students for the future. It's like, if you have seen the Kerala boat, races, the snake boats, etc. When you are rowing, right, your face is on the opposite direction of where you are going, right? And that's where we are today. We are in that position. We don't know what is coming in the future, but since we can see the past, we are saying, look, everything will be good. That may not happen. We are living in a VUCA world, right? And in such a VUCA world, we need to prepare our students for the future. I think what's important is we have to give them a couple of skills which are essential. The first is learnability. You have to be a lifelong learner. The earlier mantra of 17 plus 4 plus full stop doesn't work anymore. It has to be 17 plus 4 plus 40 or whatever else your employable life is. Second thing is adaptability, agility, how quickly you can adapt to changes, how quick you can actually see that what is happening. COVID was a great example, right? So the future of work is going to be depending on three things. Who is your employee? Where he'll be working for? And what will he be doing? So a lot of blending would come in. You have hybrid models actually. Work from home, work from office, a combination of that. Work from anywhere, correct? So that's the first thing. Timings, whatever time. Today we are moving towards gig economy, right? So the 21st century transferable skills, higher order thinking skills like growth mindsets, etc. And Sandeep, if you ask me very frankly, earlier the skilling model used to be a T, right? Where you had a domain expertise and you knew a lot of other things, correct? The model is changed into a pie, where you know a lot of things, you have your domain expertise, but on the other hand, you have to have AI, ML, blockchain and other technologies. You need to have leadership skills, you need to have team working, critical thinking, problem solving, mindsets, etc., as the second pillar of the pie. And that's where the entire thing is. If we need to prepare our students for the future, that's the direction we need to take.
Very nice. I think you said that in a very, very holistic manner, covering all the stuff which is needed. As the CEO of Task today, you heading that responsible assignment in the state, what do you recommend to the aspiring workforce in terms of ABC to stay relevant in the future?
Again, a brilliant question. My first thing is I would like to burst a couple of bubbles first. Typically, any institution starts skilling the people in the final year of the college. My humble appeal to all the educators who are watching this podcast today is that please understand it's like eating a 500 mg capsule before going for your medical examination. Doesn't help anyone, right? So start right from the first semester itself, or maybe the second semester. First semester they are just settling in into the university life. So we start with the second semester. So have a laddered learning approach, right? Don't start skilling in the final semester, because at that time you have just 6 months. They have to do the projects. They need to do their other part of it, the placements, etc. They're focusing on it. Start early on in the education. Point number one. Point number two is no one employs a person because he knows the definition of a screwdriver, but he should be able to use one, right? Today I have gone across the country and of course Southeast Asia also, and whenever I go to any of these institutions and talk to them, and ask them how many programs students have written over there. Not more than 3 to 5. If you need to do programming, computational thinking is most important, and that's where people need to do coding also.
Sure.
While I understand ChatGPT, etc., will write codes automatically, but logic development is most important. So I think the second recommendation would be concentrate on the development of logic, right? And that is what is most important. Third thing I would like to recommend is that concentrate on fundamentals. In case if you think data structures or logic development is not something that you need to know, but Python, etc., is the syntax that you keep on learning in your colleges, I think then it's not good. Fourth thing I would like to recommend our educators is, I think our educators also have come straight from the colleges. They have done the MTech, BTech, right? And they don't have industrial exposure. My humble submission to all the educators is, if possible, undergo a industrial internship program, right? Industry visit for the youth is very important. They should know what the future of work would be.
Sure.
And that's where things have to happen. We in Telangana, of course, are including all these things and working with an organization called HICIA. We are actually running a program called Project Drona, which is an immersive faculty experience in the industry itself. So those are some of the recommendations for the youth. As I said, open mind, learnability, agility, adaptability, all 21st century skills is what you should have, and concentrate on the PI kind of learning. So you will have a domain knowledge and additional domain knowledge also. And that's where it should be.
I think you wonderfully explained, and you emphasized on learn, unlearn, and relearn. I think that's the big message.
Yes.
And you also spoke about the faculty development and aligning with the industry.
Absolutely.
Which is very critical.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sinha, for your time, for this discussion, a brief chat, very, very valuable inputs, and we thank you on behalf of all the stakeholders for your time, and we look forward to seeing you soon in the next series.
Sure. Thank you very much, and I would appreciate and would like to commend Blitz Media, NASSCOM Future Skills, as well as Whiteboard for thinking of doing this series and helping our youth. Thank you very much.
Thank you again.